One again. This is no. Okay, I'll give you the scenario. He's not. We'll do the one where he's not doing anything.
Okay.
You know your brethren. This is your best friend, so you know your brethren. You know how you guys have talked. You know what he would do in a situation like this with this woman, right? You know he's not those guys that will get aggressive. He will take as much as he can, whatever it is, right? But okay, this is not the first time it's happened. Beating up, okay, as you're saying, she's beating up on him, I will say, and I see he's not gonna defend himself or do anything to stop her, I will get in there and try and separate the two.
Okay.
Now, she's beating up on him, he's taking it.
Until?
Right, he's taking it, and now he grabs her.
That's right.
Either,
Aggressively.
I'll say he aggressively grabs her shoulders.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not gonna say the throat thing right now,
All right, cool.
okay, because that's teetering.
Yeah.
Shoulders, he's able to grab her on the shoulders, pin her against the wall and hold her. I'm still there. I'm not gonna just back away. I'm still gonna be concerned. I'm gonna see how far he goes. I'm gonna have myself right there, but I'm gonna let it go because I know. Okay, he's not boxing her. He's just trying to stop her, right? Stop her. And I'll still maybe get in there and try and separate the two, even on that, right? He's holding her up. I'll come in and be like, all right, guys, okay, separate, and let that. I want them to work it out themselves. I just don't want it to escalate.
Got you.
Right? And you're asking what's the difference? The difference is, yeah, he's not defending himself. And I don't know how far she's going to go hitting him. Some woman, she may want him to hit back. That's the thing. And I don't want that to happen because that's a setup right there. You don't know that. So I don't want it to get to that position. I don't want it getting further than it is. Right? Whether me and her are cool or not.
That's a very good point that you made. Yep.
Whether me and her are cool or not, this is my guy.
Yeah.
And I don't want him getting into and clearly me and her are fine. We don't have no major issues. May not be best friends, but we're fine. We're cool. Like I like you, whatever. So I don't want this getting any worse. Right? So my whole thing is, yeah, just separate the two and calm the situation down.
Smart.
I don't want to, while I'm not gonna make him feel bad and go, oh my God, you let your woman. That's insecurity to me. To me, guys that do that have been beat up by girls themselves, and they don't want to feel left out. So they're gonna rag on you about it because that happened. Like you should be getting beat up by girls because you're not gonna beat them back up.
Facts.
You're not fighting them back.
100%.
You know what I mean? For no reason.
100%.
And that's your woman.
We need I don't know, I'm pretty sure there's a helpline out there, but this would be a perfect PSA moment. If you're in an abusive relationship, call 1-800-something. I don't know the number.
Find it, yeah.
We'll find it.
Dead serious.
Yeah,
People.
that's serious.
We're being serious.
Doesn't matter if you're male or female. If you're in a relationship where your life is, I want to say in danger, but it's not safe.
You feel that you're in danger, yeah.
Physically, mentally, emotionally, reach out. I'm pretty sure there's lots of helplines out there. Reach out and don't take it, man. Because you only have one life to live.
Yeah.
And you want to live it as long as you can, as happy as you can. So that's for that topic. Got anything else?
Do I got something for you?
All right. What do you got?
I got something random. I just want to pop up out there. I mean,
Anything.
it's just.
I like the ones where we don't discuss it prior. It just comes out or just discuss.
All right. I have a question that I've had on here. I've had. Do you think Canada could have its own version of Wild 'N Out?
Its own version of Wild 'N Out. Well.
I'm not talking about longevity. Just could we do one, even if it lasts a year? Could you think one could?
See, the thing is, we have these celebrities to do it. It's just what I don't know.
You don't even need celebrities though.
That's true, but it's just the regulations that we'd have to pass, right? Canada is very. We don't adopt the same things that pass in the States that would pass here, right? You can get away with a lot of stuff that they say on Wild 'N Out, south of the border, right?
What do you think they do that we couldn't get? I don't really see anything that what they put out on the show. Obviously, behind the scenes is different, but on the show, I haven't seen too much.
I mean, here's an example.
That couldn't fly here, but again, there probably is something.
Okay, I'll give you an example, right?
Yeah.
I am a huge Big Brother fan.
Okay.
Right? I've watched every seasons from the States, from season 1 till, I don't know, I think it's season 26 now, 25, whatever it is.
Wow, it's still going on?
It's still going on. Now, there are certain things that happens on that show, definitely cannot do on Canadian Big Brother. right?
Okay.
And I'm talking about using certain words, putting down certain people, and they do discipline them, right? But it's not to the extent where, you know, some of them actually say stuff and they're still on the show. There's fights, there's stuff that happened on the American version that definitely don't happen on the Canadian version. Now, using your example, Wild and Out, right? I'm pretty sure there's words that are used. I don't watch the show every so often as much as you probably do, but
We could bleep those.
they can bleep them, but it's also the market, the people that you're reaching out to. Like, Canada doesn't have that same audience. Well, we have the same audience, but it's not as abundant as it is
Put on
down
Netflix.
there. But will it sell on Netflix though?
The only
think-
thing I'm saying with the censor part is that I understood what you're saying with the big brand stuff because that was cable, like cable TV, and they controlled everything.
Everything.
But now if you put it on a platform that doesn't care, I know HBO isn't Canadian, whatever, but you know what I'm saying? Like a platform that doesn't care about them type of things, and they'll allow it. If we were allowed to, same thing as the States. I get what you're saying, okay? Okay, so aside from that now, say that there wasn't a restriction, like cable TV, like those type of things. It's on a network, any network, whether you're a Canadian or American. We'll just use Tubi. Tubi, okay? If Tubi were allowed to put on there, there's no restrictions, we don't care about the language, whatever it is, do it. Do you think we have the talent? We have the talent, but do you think we can sustain a while and out? You think we can you think it could be successful over here? You think we can get one going?
See, that's the thing.
Not necessarily Nick Cannon, but we have someone that's like Nick Cannon that will be the host.
Yeah.
And then you got your teams or whatever. They don't have to be known celebrities, because all those guys on there, I didn't know them, all of them, right off the hop. I knew some of them you knew ahead of time, yeah, because he had some stars in the beginning. But some you knew you got to know them through the show.
Yeah, I think the best way to answer that is I'll break it down to make it in more simpler forms. Population of the United States is what, 365 million? Or 300
Probably
million?
something crazy.
400
I don't
million,
even know
whatever.
what it
Some
is.
crazy amount, right?
Way more than us.
There's a good amount of people that they can attract to that show. Yes or no? Right?
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Transfer that over now to the Canadian market, right? Now your keyword is if it would be sustainable, right? I don't see a big as much of a market. Now there's a market here that would definitely watch that week after week after week, right? But is it a big enough market to sustain that show for season 1, season 2, season 3, season 4, right?
Yeah.
You look at a show like Big Brother, right? That incorporates a wide variety of people from different backgrounds, right? Male, female, gay, straight, black, white, Asian, whatever the case may be. When it comes to Wild and Out, there's a specific demographic of people that watch that show, right? In the Canadian market, even though there's people in the community that would watch a Wild and Out show, I don't think it's enough still to sustain that year after year after year after year, unless they find some way to expand it or broaden it some way to reach every demographic of Canadian society.
Well, like I was saying, like that's why I said I'm not saying, when I say sustain, I mean I'm not expecting it to go as long as Nick's Wild and Out has been going and still going. I don't, because all the other shows we've tried to do, it lasted a certain amount of time. But when I say sustain, I mean maybe get a 1, 2, 3 seasons or something out of it. You know what I mean? I think he could, in a sense of, don't oversaturate it right away. Like maybe you have one, and don't have one like an episode maybe like the next week. Maybe have 2 weeks. Maybe once a month. Like slowly integrate. You might have to even get Nick Cannon to maybe
Do like a 1-2 cameo?
get some. Maybe do like, I don't want to be like America vs. Canada, but you get a team. You have your guys, and then get a team of Canadian comedians or whoever is coming up over here who could be a part of that. Get them to come on and have them integrate with the show in a sense. And so you can get that vibe of those people. Those people will attract and see, okay, Canada's, okay. Because we watch Wild and Out. They have a crowd up here regardless. I know they do, right? But now to get the others, once you get them in, then he can break off and do, okay, well, we're going to do a Canadian only Wild and Out this summer with these guys and another team of up and comers.
Yeah.
And then you have that going, like, I'm not saying you're going to get the show right away, but have live events, and then maybe you can, maybe we not get a solo one, but even have them on the,
No, there's,
we can get a solo one. It may not be as big as Wild and Out,
yeah.
but I think it can almost end up like a Degrassi.
Okay.
Because if you promote talent and have people come off of that show and go somewhere, that's when I think it will be able to sustain something, because you can show, hey, there's people coming off of this, there's people coming out of it, and I think maybe you might need a little bit of a Nick Cannon back in,
Yeah.
especially to get the stateside, and maybe have a 1-2 of them pop up on a show or something like that to sustain it in that set. But I think it would be cool to have a Wild and Out over here,
I agree.
something like that. Maybe not Wild and Out, but something along that line with skits with Canadian content. 'Cause
You have to look at the. I agree that it would be cool to have something like that over here. I just know for a fact it would be a watered down version. Like,
it can be
it's going
if you let the corporate take over.
right, and we have
fully,
certain censorships.
the wrong corporate people.
Right. Also, you have to look at it like sketch comedy, because essentially, is Wild and Out sketch comedy?
Not
Not
really,
really.
because it's not,
No,
you're not
it's not really.
acting the
They're not
scenes
acting,
out.
yeah,
They're
yeah.
just, it's improv.
It's improv. Okay.
It's improv.
All right. So
Improv is big over here. I think improv is big. It doesn't get shown as much, and that's the thing. Like, I'm not saying it has to be a number one thing where it's dominant through the whole country and that's all everyone's talking about. You could be in the top 10 of things and just sustain a number 6 position throughout your whole lasting. But you're there, you're sustained. I'm not saying it has to be number 1, but something that can be in there and you can just have every year going. Even if it's not even if it doesn't end up being a TV show like that gets on, right? I think that's why I said Tubi. Something like a Tubi, you can get something on there.
Yeah.
They have channels, they have certain things. You can have it going on there and just start from there.
See, I'm all for it. Trust me, brother, I'm all for it. I would love to see something like that. But it's just, unfortunately, we've been so used to seeing an American product, and again, you guys can hate me and disagree, and a Canadian product, right? It doesn't matter what genre you're in, sports, comedy, whatever the case may be. There's a certain aura or a certain backing that, or likeliness that American products have over Canadian products, right? Here's another example. You remember SCTV, right?
Yeah.
Okay. SCTV, and this is why I was going to bring up sketch comedy. SCTV was a Canadian sketch comedy show, right? Now, it lasted for a decent amount of time, right? But when you compare it to like the likes of, say, SNL, Saturday Night Live, which is a staple, right, in the entertainment business when it comes to sketch comedy, that will never die. That's always going to be there, right? SCTV had its moment, which is pretty much essentially the same thing, but it floundered out, and eventually there was no more interest, right? If we're using this as a comparison, kind of like a comparison, you're going to, no matter what, get a watered down version of what the title of Wild and Out is.
Yeah.
No matter how you want to promote it, no matter how you want to market it, it's not going to be the same.
I don't think, you know what, honestly, nowadays, I don't think so, just because, I'm not saying it can't happen, but I don't think it's like before, where when Canadian would come up with something, it looked cheaper or whatever. The times are now different. We have celebrities that,
Of course.
can do the backing, whether they're big time over there, even if they're just known over here or whatever. We have celebrity where it won't look like that. We can tell the difference between America. You kind of can, we can, because we know the artist, so we could think, but there's a blending of like the music sounding all the same. Like even Canadian artists or whatever, like it's sounding the same as out there. Now, doesn't mean it's good, doesn't mean it's bad, but it's sounding the same and there's a blending.
Yeah.
And I see what you're saying. I know the SCTV, whatever, and how it looked. Like even though, yeah, Saturday Night Live still, it's
Still
around.
strong, yeah.
It's not what it used to be.
No, it's definitely
right?
not what it
It's
used
not
to
what it is. And the reason American things that, again, it's people, so they can make a show and just broadcast it to 1 or 2 states. And it's big because people-wise, they have the people to watch it. So yes, that's what will kind of hurt here. If you just try and show it to Canadian audience, it's gonna hurt you because we don't have the amount of people to do. Like you have to show it to all of Canada to even compete with 2 or 3 states, right? So that's the only thing, and then you have other.
What is the market? What is the market here, though? Do we have the market here? So we have. I'm not going to say we have the talent, but do we have the market?
Even if we don't, you got to start somewhere. If we don't, okay, if we don't, but you got to start somewhere because we didn't have. If we didn't have the market 20 years ago, and we're still saying the same thing, then the thing is, you need to start.
I got you.
That's what it is. You need to start somewhere because I'm pretty sure America had to start somewhere to make a market.
Good point.
Right? And not everything that pops off that starts in America is great. It looks like trash too in the beginning, but it picks up. There's some, even just looking at some commercials, a few times I've been to the States, you look at commercials, I'll look at certain things because I'm so used to a Canadian, I won't say Canadian, I guess it is an American commercial, but like, Canadian commercials.
You can tell the difference.
You can tell them, but there's some American commercials, I look at them like, this looks whack. This looks like it's Canadian. Yeah. But that's because I don't live there. I don't see that all the time. I don't see that commercial consistently. So we see certain things I will see, I'll be like, oh, this doesn't look that bad to us, whatever. So along with the show, I think it can look proper. Like I said, you'd have to integrate with the actual Wild 'N Out. A little bit of a blend or
just to start
piggyback, to get a thing. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. If Nick, you approach Nick or whatever. Like, listen, we want to start a Wild 'N Out up here.
Nick, listen up.
All right,
listen up.
We want to start a Wild 'N Out up here also. Don't want to depend on you guys to come up here to have to do the show all the time. All right, so we'll bring our team. Get them on the show, let them come on every now and then or whatever, and we start there. You can film it down here, or when you come down here to film, because I think they've done a couple tapings down here, or they were supposed to, or something. I don't know, but get them come down here, and you do that. You start from there. You get a little team. You got that team. Next time you come down, you get another team. Have them go against each other, and you just start there. Because when he started out, it was the same people. It's just small. That's all you need. Yeah. You get 10 people. You get a host, maybe, and you have them go there. The key thing I think though is don't try to be exactly like right. Wild 'N Out. Yeah. Don't have the same Wild 'N, Wild 'N. Don't have that. Don't have the set looking exactly the same. It's just the skeleton of it is the same. You have teams.
The concept is.
You have 3 or 4 games, points. You even do the DJ thing. Have a DJ there. Yeah. And do it that way. And just go about. I think it could work. You just have to. Yeah, I think it could work, and it would be nice to see that because we don't. I don't know. We do copy a lot of things, so if we're gonna copy stuff that they do, I think this is one of them that we need to. Because we don't have that sketch. We don't have that, as you say, like a sketch comedy. I know it's not sketch improv. We have improv, but it's just the comedies. It's yuck yucks. You might go there to do a stand up or something like that, or.
And I hate to sound like I'm the pessimist here, but when it comes, for some reason, I think our sense of humor, as Canadians, it's a little bit lower than the American side, right? If you look at shows like Corner Gas, right, that was one. Maybe another one. SCTV was one. I can't think of any other comedy Canadian shows. If you know of any, let me know. But we don't have that. Canadians, we like the dramatic shows or the ER type of shows or the mystery shows. When it comes to the specific genre of comedy, I don't think we're as accepting to that, as open to that as our American counterparts, right? They could come up with Mad TV, SNL, and Live in Color, all these.
I know, I see what you're
different
saying,
shows.
yeah.
And
Someone's gonna
people
get
will-
offended here.
Yeah, exactly. That's right.
Someone's
Good
always
point.
trying to
That's
get
right.
offended by
That's
something
right. You articulated
foolish.
that way better than I did. It's better in the States. They're more open to that and acceptable from that. When it comes to Canada, it's kind of like we'll laugh at it,
Yeah.
but
The moment someone says something,
yeah,
it's
it's what's the word that they use down south? We even use it here. Woke, I guess, kind of.
yeah, I know what you're
Yeah.
saying. Yeah.
It's of that mindset where it's kind of touche.
That's not really that funny.
That's not really that funny up north as it is down south. So again, this just as it pertains to comedy, as it in any other genre. What's the word? Toronto. I forgot what it's called. But there's a lot of Toronto shows that copy what's done in the States as far as drama shows
Yeah.
or crime shows, and it's actually succeeded here and done well.
Law and Order.
Law and
Yeah,
Order. That's the one that I was talking
That's
about.
what,
That's the
yeah,
one,
they have it up here. Yeah, yeah.
Perfect example.
I haven't checked it out as yet, but
But apparently it's really good.
I heard
Apparently
it.
it's really good.
And even looking at the commercial, like, because we know it's Toronto, we know it's Canadian,
Yeah.
but it doesn't look like it has the Law and Order feel to it.
Right.
Even just from me looking at the commercial.
Yeah.
Right? Like it has the Law and Order feel to it. It's just
Yeah.
I know it's Canadian because a couple of actors you see in there, you've seen them on every other Canadian type of show.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But for some reason, comedy, as far as Canada's concerned, comedy shows don't get that much.
I mean, Schitt's Creek did good.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, it did good.
But I know what you're saying. That's
Yeah.
one
Overall-
in how many,
overall,
and
yeah.
how many. That came out how long ago, and I
That's
haven't
right.
really seen anything that's like that level
Yeah.
over from us
Yeah.
has come out. So
And what's his name? What's his name was Canadian. Doug. What's it? Levy? I forgot his name. The main character.
oh yeah.
So when
Levy,
you
yeah, Eugene Levy.
Eugene
yeah.
Levy.
Because
So-
it's him and his son in the show.
Right.
That's
so
his son in real life.
But it goes to what you're saying. We have the Canadian actors to do these comedic shows. It's just the general public. Do we have that long-term interest? Do we have that long-term investment?
I think we just need to start backing each other and
Tax.
not worry about states and be like, oh, this look. Even if it's something that they've done, whatever, because a lot of American shows and stuff, based from UK, they take it from UK shows, and it's
The show,
turned American,
the show that you're always trying to get me on.
right? What?
the-
The Wire?
No, not The Wire. Yes, I have not watched The
Okay.
Wire
no,
yet.
no, I wasn't trying to throw that.
No,
I thought that's
I
what you were talking
know.
about.
The 50, the Power,
Oh, Top Boy.
Top Boy. there we go.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, so.
That's another example.
Yeah. So like, it's not a matter of well we're trying to make we're doing we got to make our own show. Like yes, we got to make our own too. That's cool. But even if we take something that's been done and make it our own version, we need to support it and stop looking at it as like if America. Who cares if America supports it?
I agree.
We don't care because America doesn't care if you don't support it. Right?
But we would need.
I'm
somewhat
not
of an
saying
American
you
interest.
have, but if you don't make it seem like we need their interest
Gotcha.
for it to be successful,
Yeah.
or for you to watch it or want to be accept it, America will eventually accept it. It's because I feel like it's like we knock our own thing, so they're gonna look at like, okay, well, why are we gonna take it if you guys don't even want to watch your own stuff? Why am I gonna take it in?
Good point.
But it's along with with the music, right? There's a lot of songs we don't hear. When we hear it, we're like, okay, this is a big song, whatever. But then you find out in their home state that artist, they're the biggest thing to known, and they're known, like they're big. They're big. They can walk around their city, known, and people stop autograph. Hey, yeah. We think they're no one because we haven't heard about them. But look at that.
No, you raised a good
They got all this money. They're successful, and you're like, wait, you just came up with a single. But no. But while they were doing their stuff coming up, they had the support of their city. Mind you, yes, there's a lot more people in the States, so that is a killer for us.
Which goes back to
I
the
think
original
if we
point.
had that amount of people here,
Yes.
we wouldn't need the States.
Right.
Definitely wouldn't need the States
Right.
for a lot of the things that we do. States would just be a bonus.
That's right.
Oh, great. They like it too. Great. They don't like, who cares? But yeah, I get what you're saying, and then yes, that's the only part. That's what I'm saying. You would kind of need to get Nick to co-sign, even if he doesn't participate and back it financially or anything like that. Him just saying, hey, this is a great thing, I back it. Even if he appears on a show, you know, on an episode, just to say, hey, this is the launch, blah, blah, blah. I think that can help get in the backing of it, and we just do our thing. Don't try and make it look exactly, because that's when it kills it. When it looks exactly like its counterpart, and everything you're trying to do is the same, it's gonna hurt.
Let me ask you something though. Like, are you cognizant of when you're watching shows, say on Netflix or any type of platform, or even cable, right? Do you tend to be more interested in American shows more so than Canadian shows? Like when you say you want us to support our Canadian artists and our Canadian shows and our Canadian artwork, but when you're at home sitting down on your couch, like, are you honestly tuning in to say, okay, where can I find a Canadian show, as opposed to, you know what, I'm more interested in these American shows?
No, I look for a show. I don't care if it's American, Canadian, UK. Sometimes I'll be like, honestly, like UK, sometimes I'll be like, you know what, I'm feeling to watch a UK, because it is different. Language, you can see there's a difference, right? Like the closest, Canadian and American stuff are closer to each other than American, UK stuff. Maybe even UK and Canada are close to each other, kind of close to each other when they make stuff, right? That's why I think Canada can, if they reach out to both, they can be successful, because you'll get the UK crowd, because the lingo is almost the same, how we speak, right? The slang. Yeah. And in America, we take some of that too, and that's our neighbor. So we got that connection in there. So I think with Canada, with us over here, we just need to, we don't have the people, but if we just we just gotta back each other. When I'm looking for, as you're saying, when I'm looking for stuff, I don't look to see if it's American or Canadian. Just between the two. I'll take out the UK stuff. Just between the two. Obviously, sometimes you kind of know
you can tell
by the art, but remember that this you see who's starring in it. Names, certain names you'll look and be like, okay. Honestly, there's certain things I'll look at and I'll be like, oh wait, this was Canadian? Oh, I didn't know that. But I don't actively seek out between the two. Sometimes I'll look for it, let me see if this is Canadian, or if it's Canadian, let me give it a chance. Let me look at it. There's some American stuff that are trash too. I'll look at it American.
But look at what you just said though. Just the mere fact that you said
I'll give it a chance.
You give it a chance. That kind of makes it seem like you're conditioned.
Well, we've been conditioned. We can't act like we have. We've been conditioned from when we were kids. Us. People coming up now, I can't speak for them because I don't know exactly, because it's different. TV's different. I don't even have cable myself, so I don't even know what's on TV, right? So what's being watched is different. How it's pumped. But when we were coming up, that's how it was.
Just American.
You knew when something was Canadian.
Yeah.
They made it. They blatantly made you see that it was Canadian, and when you looked at it, you saw that it was Canadian. Right. There were shows like Ready or Not. I knew that was Canadian. You knew that, but I liked it. I watched it. Why? Because its storylines related to me.
Gotcha.
That's what Canada got to do too. If you're gonna do, you got to relate to it. Degrassi was successful because you can relate to that.
Yeah.
Later on, I think in the end, they kind of started getting, let me not say Americanized. But well, you kind of got that kind of feel. I don't know. It kind of changed, but I mean, I'm not a teenager no more for that generation for what they're showing. So I don't know what was.
But listen to what you just said though. Towards the end, it got Americanized, right? It's almost as if
I'm saying that, meaning it
almost as if
kind of felt like it lost a Canadian feel. Not even American. It just felt like they were trying to. Yes, you know what? Yeah,
so I
think they were trying to get a little bit of American feel to it to maybe cater to America, right. But Degrassi was already big in America. Even the old, not big, but it was known. Even the old stuff.
But at that point, it was on a decline, though, right?
I don't want to say it was on a decline. I don't know if it was on a decline. I can't say that because I don't know for the high schoolers looking at them at that time if that related to them. That could have related to them. What was going on? I'm saying American, but it could have related. That could have been Canadian stuff going on. I don't know. I'm just saying that. It could have still been straight Canadian, whatever it is. I'm just saying it had a different feel. Let me not say that's what I said. I don't want to say Americanized. I'm just saying it felt different. It didn't have the same feel to it, but
That's a good question. Let's pull that. So, would you guys accept, or do you think a Canadian version of Wild 'N Out, not to the same exact extent, or not to the exact same carbon copy of Wild 'N Out, but do you think a Canadian version of Wild 'N Out would succeed
with the Canadian talent
with the Canadian talent that we have here? Do you think it would succeed in our Canadian market?
whether they're here or in the States and they come back, whatever. But with Canadian talent that we have here, do you think we can pull off a Wild 'N Out series?
So I'm on the fence where I would hope so. I'm not 100% sure it would. They're on the.
I think we can. How long it will last, I don't know. I think we can do it, to start out, I think we can do it as an event.
Okay,
As a live event, and then work to get the show.
good point. Good one.
So that's what we will try and do. We'll put that on our bucket list of
It'll
things
happen.
to try and do. We'll put it on our bucket
Speak
list.
that into fruition, it'll happen.
We'll get a Wild 'N Out, just like we're gonna have our dinner and dance next year.
Facts.
All right.
Facts.
What else? What else are we putting? What else are we gonna speak out there for? We got
Any
a dinner and
shout-outs to-
dance. We got our Wild 'N Out,
Yep.
our Wild 'N Out series that we're gonna do. So that's the two that we have going.
You have any local restaurants or anything that you want to shout out? Any
Shout out
establishments?
our regular. I don't have any local restaurants right now. We will look out there and see if there's anyone who wants to get a little. Wants us to shout them out, you know what I mean? Just give you a shout out. We're not looking for any compensation in that sense. I mean, if you want to, you can. But we're not looking for that. But yeah. But again, I want to shout out Mr. G's Auto Shop.
Yes.
You need any type, and I say auto shop, I'm not going to say repair shop, which maybe it could be, but I'm going to say auto care shop because repairing is involved in that too. But also, if you don't need a repair, you just want your car to be taken care of properly, you can do that too. Any issues you have, you can approach them with it and it'll be taken care of. You're not going to be spoken to as like you're just another person, another client that they don't really, you're not another number.
Yeah. And I'm definitely going to co-sign that. I brought 2 vehicles there now to get repaired, fixed. Excellent job. You can't go wrong. You can't go wrong. You know, all these big names, like I don't want to name drop, but there's certain establishments in the automotive field that you take your car to and you bring it in and they cost you an arm, a leg, a shoulder, a knee, a foot.
Customer care, truth.
And even after that, after they fix your car, they give you a whole litany of other stuff that needs to be fixed right away. And that's what they pull you in and they get thousands of dollars with you, off of you, and the car is still broken the next week. So.
Don't even force you to get all your stuff fixed there. Even they give you the list. It's like, you know what needs to be fixed. You want to go back there, you go back there, which I would suggest.
So shout out to Mr. G's. Cut for 1 second. Listen to the standards because we can't just put it.
Yes.
So give me 1 second. We're going to cut that part, TJ. Mr. G, and then we're going to start again.